thank you for joining me in this interview today. So, just to start off with the first question, how do you feel about vaccines in general?
Well, I feel like they're important for creating a healthy society because there are a lot of preventable diseases that vaccines can help combat, and especially for people who can't get vaccines because of conditions that they have. I feel like it's important for people who can get vaccines to vaccinate themselves to protect the vulnerable populations.
Nice. If you had children, would you decide to have them vaccinated, and why?
Yes, because first of all, I want them to be able to build up immunity to certain diseases and other things that go around that could possibly be detrimental, but with the use of vaccines, their body would have some sort of practice in defending against a certain disease, so I feel like I would get my kids vaccinated.
Okay. Thimerosal is an additive put in vaccines to prevent bacterial growth in the serum. This is suspected to be a harsh chemical because it can kill organisms, but several government and public health sources indicate that it's harmless. Knowing this is claimed to be a potential danger, but necessary to keep vaccines clear of bacteria, would you want vaccines to be administered with thimerosal?
I feel like yes and no, but mostly yes, because obviously there are some certain bacteria that are harmful to us, and if this chemical helps keep them out, but the vaccine still has more positives to it than negatives, then I would want to have that in there.
Nice. There's a great disparity in access to vaccinations around the world. For example, the vaccine scene is different in developing countries receiving the oral polio vaccine, the OPV, instead of the United States, which uses the inactivated polio vaccine, the IPV. The OPV is useful in only requiring a single one-and-done dose, so it's good for developing countries, but it's been known to become reactivated on very rare occasions. Do you think that this constitutes the approval to remove the oral polio vaccine from developing countries?
I feel like yes, if you would replace it with the IPV, because at least you're not completely leaving a population defenseless against polio, because it does have detrimental effects on the body and future health after you recover from it. But I don't think that they should remove it and not replace it with something that could be an equivalent to it.
A recently developed vaccine has been proven to reduce HPV-related cancers when given to adolescents. Seeing that this vaccine is one of the first to be effective in preventing cancer, do you think that it should be a required vaccine just like routine children's vaccines like measles, mumps, and rubella?
I feel like yes, because if it is something that's preventative of a disease such as cancer, I feel like it's important to not let that slide by and just vaccinate your kids to protect them from as much as you possibly can, because obviously there are going to be some things that you can't protect your kids from that they just happen to get, or genetics causes a certain cancer, but if it's a preventable thing, then why not?
Okay. Has the aggressiveness of last year's flu season motivated you any more or any less to get the flu vaccine this season?
Well, first of all, the flu vaccine did not work for me last semester, but apparently I've read that getting the vaccine will what's the word I'm looking for? Decrease the amount of time you're sick and decrease how badly you're sick when you have the flu. So I feel like I probably would get the vaccine, just because regardless of the fact that I got it last year, I probably still would have gotten it worse if I hadn't taken the flu vaccine. So yeah, I'd probably still get it.
Nice. Okay, last question. Have you been vaccinated from non-flu diseases such as measles, mumps, diphtheria, or tetanus?
Yes.
These vaccines have been proven to be breakthroughs, and more like them have even brought the world to eradicate diseases from the human race. Are you glad that you're vaccinated from these?
I am very glad that I'm vaccinated from this.
Cool. All right, well, that concludes our interview. Thank you for participating.
Thanks for having me.